Welcome to the Women Who Hunt podcast, a space where we share real stories from the field, celebrate women in the outdoors and inspire the next generation of hunters. From first-time adventures to lifelong pursuits, this is where passion and community meet. The Women Who Hunt podcast is proudly supported by Gun Traders Australia, Australia's trusted marketplace for hunters and shooters. Visit guntraders.com.au and be part of the community, as well as the Hunting Australia Facebook group, the country's leading online hunting and outdoors community, bringing together over 100,000 passionate hunters who live and breathe the hunting lifestyle. Hunting Australia is now officially a club you can join. Join today at huntoz.com.au and use the discount code GUNTRADERS to receive 10% off your membership. Now, let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to the Women Who Hunt podcast. Today's guest is someone I have personally admired for such a long time, not just for what she does in front of the camera, but for the way she represents everything we love about the Australian hunting lifestyle. Alongside her husband Dan and her two kids, she's built one of Australia's most authentic and respected hunting channels, Boaring Australia. Blows my mind that I'm saying Boaring Australia on my podcast. Their videos capture the heart of rural life, the early mornings, the dusk, the dogs work in the scrub, the moments that remind us why we hunt. Nat's a woman who leads with her heart, is honest. She balances life with family, hunting, and life on the land with effortless grace. And I am beyond thrilled to have her here today. Welcome, Nat, to the Women Who Hunt podcast. Thank you so much for being here, mate.
No, thank you so much for having me on. That was beyond. I'm speechless. That was very nice for you to say those words. I'm very flattered and honoured to be here chatting with you. And yeah, I didn't really realise how other people thought about what I do. That's really nice.
And I have been stalking you for a long time. Like, you're an absolute inspiration. And to be honest, like, I got into hunting really, really late. It's only been a couple of years that I've been doing it for. And it was after watching you out there doing your thing in your buggy and the pigs and all of that sort of stuff. And I'm like, man, if she can do it, so can I. So you've inspired a lot of us, but yeah, it inspired me personally. So thank you.
Oh, no, thank you so much for that. I'm absolutely blushing. That's very, very kind words for you to say that. Like, yeah, no, I think, mostly, starting YouTube, like, everyone said Dan and I were together for 8 years before we had kids. And so we've done a lot of hunting together. And that's what everyone was saying. Oh, once you have kids, you won't be hunting as much as you are. And and so I sort of wanted to prove them wrong. And honestly, I think hunting with kids was way more funner than just hunting with Dan and I. Like, we appreciate the hunt so much more and enjoy it, and you enjoy so much more on the hunt, and you enjoy the hunt, not just the animal being hunted. It's about the journey for us.
The memories that you're making and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah. And the life skills, like, it's just being out in the bush, like the kids have, they love it so much. And it's funny, like, I've had a few mates that, like, to their kids are like, oh, kids, have a look at this track, and, trying to teach them. And the kids are like, yeah, I already know. That's an emu. Yeah, like, they already know all that. Yeah. They know so much about, tracking and bush tucker as well. Like, yeah, we're really big on the bush tucker scene, just showing the kids about the bush,
What you can and can't eat and that sort of stuff when you're out there.
Yeah, exactly. So, the survival skills and obviously if you're finding the bush tucker, then you're going to find the, animals that you're hunting, because a lot of the animals are eating that bush tucker. So, you're also finding you're not just looking on the ground for an animal. You can look up in the horizon and see, the certain species of trees, and then that's how we poke out there. And usually you find pigs, around in that area because that's a food source. So it's, more than just, hunting waters and, any dead offal or whatever. Yeah, you're hunting the bush to find
I hadn't
the
even
species.
thought about that. My brain always just goes find the water, find the wallows, find a carcass of some sort. I didn't even think about the plant life stuff, but yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, exactly. No, and that's what we've found. Like, there's I think it's on our off-grid series, and it's Nature's Grain Feeders, I think was one of the episode. But yeah, like we just would, be driving along, and then, these trees were called century palms, and they grow to 100 years old, and then like they don't seed at all, and then but when they get to 100 years, they seed, they drop all their leaves and they drop all the seeds, and then they basically die, and then, grubs get into them and they fall over. And basically when they start falling, the pigs were underneath all of them all the time. Like they just obsessed with them. Even cattle actually eat the nuts. But yeah, we're just driving along and you could see, because these century palms are, taller than most of the canopy, you can see that the seed heads are on, and we'd just, poke out to them, and along the creeks, instead of having to ride the whole creek or whatever, you could just poke out to where they were. And that's, basically 8 times out of 10, we'd find pigs on them or within 100 metres of them eating them, because they're
like a little beacon that says pigs are here.
Yeah, and that's what we said, is to call it Nature's Grain Feeder, because it was just dropping in, and, we'd be sitting underneath there in the canopy, even once we've, dispatched the pigs, and you just hear them just falling on the ground, like just one by one, like, because they don't all fall at once. So like it's just like Nature's Grain Feeder, like where, it's just dropping and the pigs, coming into it. Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty cool. But then, poor century palms, like the cow, the pigs are eating all the seeds for this plant to regenerate. But once it falls over, they eat the guts out of it and eat all like the husk. So yeah, there's a lot of food source in that one tree for pigs. So yeah, that's why.
Full cycle.
Yeah, and then a lot of creeks, especially a lot of North Queensland, you have all your sandpaper figs in the creeks too, so that, like certain times of the year, the pigs won't be on the dams as much. They'll be out and they'll be in the creeks because of the figs being on, because they obviously have cool area to, bed down in and water, and then all they do is just walk the creek beds during the day, getting all the figs, and then they sort of venture out at night time. But yeah, I think knowing the bush, you it helps you to become a better, hunter. Because obviously, even with dogs, and rifles, you still have to be the hunter. You still got to know what area
where to take them.
Yeah. What area to put them in to get them onto them, because pigs got to be there for the dogs to find it.
Yep. So talk to me about your dogs. Like I've watched you for ages, and you've got some pretty cool dogs. So how many dogs are you running at the moment?
At the moment, we have our old dog Rocco that's in a lot of our videos.
Yep.
He's over 10 years old. Like, he's been retired for probably 3 years now. Then we have a new puppy. She's my daughter's first dog. She's a little bull Arab. I think she'd be about 5, going on 6 months old now. Her name's Tilly. Yeah, she's she's a pretty nice bitch. We're sort of trying to get a few more bitches and because usually in the past we've only run male dogs, but we just want to try running a few bitches. And then we have Frank. He's just like a Ridgeback cross. He's sort of like an all-rounder. And then we have Gidgy, who's Rocco's son, and he's same bull Arab cross wolfhound. And then we got Chansey. He is from my brother at King Ash Bay. He's a bull Arab, and he's going really well. He's probably our top dog now. And then we have and yeah, Chansey, Frank, and Gidgey, they all like find and hang. And then we just have one baler, Jed. He's a cattle dog cross Kelpie Cooley, and yeah, he'll find and bail, and sometimes he hangs on small ones. But yeah, ideally we like to just keep him bailing so then we can shoot the pigs, and because he's not hanging, he doesn't get, as worn out as what the hanger dogs do. So we can put him on a lot more pigs, Yeah, so it makes it easy and, can use the rifles. And, so we sort of do a bit of all things, shooting and dogging. So.
Yep. And what makes a good dog for you? Like, what sort of traits are you looking for when you're getting a pup to go, right? Okay, they're the things we want to have. They're the characteristics that we're looking for.
I suppose, like, I don't know, like I've talked to a few people over the years, and they always say, like, if you go to a litter and the one that comes to you, when you're, just looking at them, that's the one you should pick, But some people, like, we've kept the runt out of a litter, as well. He was a really good dog, because people say the runts have a bigger, stronger heart as well. But, yeah, basically I don't like having timid dogs. I don't like timid dogs too much, like as puppies,
you want them to have a personality.
You want someone that's going to, be, especially when they're pups, they're more adventurous. They're not going to, just playing it safe. They're the ones that are going to be more leaders than followers, if that makes sense. So they've got the more, I suppose, a bit of a trait that they, they're going to go out on their own instead of just follow another dog out, because I feel like when you have pups or dogs in general, you've got like a dog that, a dog that's more interested in the other dogs, or you have a dog that's like a human dog that is only interested in what you want to do, not worried about the other dogs. Yeah. So, I sort of like the dogs that, are, interested in what we want to do, because, obviously they listen more and, want to please us. They're people pleasers,
And you're going to get a lot out of a dog that's constantly looking at you to go, what's next? What are we doing?
Yeah, like Jed, he's just nuts. Like, but I don't know if obviously it's a bit of a cattle dog trait, but he's just sitting there waiting for us to tell us what to do. Like,
what's my next job?
Yeah, he's just constantly looking and listening, which is an excellent trait. Like, you want a dog that's going to listen to you, because especially obviously when you get on to pigs, like Gidgey, he's just, going for the, hang and doesn't listen. But, we're Chansey, like and Frank, you can just kill the pig and you just say here, and they'll look up and look at you, and then they'll run on and get more. So then you get more chance to get more out of the mob. But yeah, it's one dog that's, listening to you. And I think that's a lot of groundwork that you got to put in as, when they're younger, to get them to listen. And we don't usually, work our dogs until they've got all their adult teeth and can jump on the ute, or a buggy, because there's nothing worse than when you're starting a dog. And I see that, a lot, that their dog works, but then, you're having to get out and lift it onto the back of the ute. Whereas if, you get all the basics done, then you can treat them as a working dog, and it makes life a lot easier. Otherwise, you can get into bad habits. I've seen people lifting, a year and a half old dog on and off the back of the ute because they just couldn't be bothered trying to train it, and it's just got into the habit now that it gets lifted up.
Yeah.
So if you can put all that groundwork in, and then obviously make sure that they can keep up with the dogs, because I don't like running, having a dog and then as a pup, and then, people get in the wrong habit of the other dogs catch the pig and then you let the pup out once the dogs have caught it, but then that pup is only going to run to the squealing. That makes sense. So, which you don't want.
Yeah.
You want them to be able to, if you're letting them out, that, you see another pig, you want them to look at that pig, not just run to the squealing. So we don't like, we'd rather just let the dog work with the older dogs and then, teach them a bad habit to open the cage and let them run to the squealing.
So do you find that, and that makes sense, because once they're squealing, the dog's job's done, right?
Yeah. Well, that dog's just going to run to the squealing all the time instead of looking for its own pig.
Yeah.
So you want to, that's why, just obviously, and running them with the other dogs, they get to see the pig running and learn how to pull it up. And, because a lot of dogs will chase the pig, but then when it pulls up, they're like, oh, what's this? Like I didn't realize you were going to stop. Like,
yeah. I thought this was a chasing game. I didn't realize that this was a stopping game.
yeah, exactly. So at least they see with the other dogs or what to do.
Yeah. Do you reckon it makes it easier having the older dogs there as well to kind of help along the way with the training?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like if you can have one dog and if you don't have an access to a dog, even tag along with friends that do and ask to run the dog with them, because obviously you're not out there in the paddock and to grab the pig for the dog. And it just helps with their confidence level, because that's the biggest thing with the dogs, is just building their confidence. And once they've got their confidence up, then they're pretty right. It's just the confidence to grab a pig, and once they've got their confidence up, then they're pretty right. And then that you can walk creeks or walk dams and walk them onto the scent. And, and that way when they see a pig, that that they'll go and grab it. Yeah.
It's a bit like watching your kids doing something like riding a push bike without training wheels for the first time. It's that sense of accomplishment, I reckon, probably as well with the dogs when they first get to, they first get their first pig themselves. Like that's only going to boost their confidence, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, that's right. And that's why you don't want to start them too young, because you don't want to hurt their confidence either. You want them to be mature and, not be, scared. And like I said, a lot of people if your dog doesn't hang straight up, it doesn't matter. Like our best dogs have been dogs that, haven't hung a pig, and we've shown them pigs, shown them 30 pigs before they've hung. And I find they've been the best dogs because they're smart. They're not just, just going to be, just running and, hang it. They're the smart ones that will, listen and run on. Yeah, and then they have always hung a pig, or if they get hot, they'll pull off and bail till you get there and then go back in. Yeah, so don't ever be disheartened. Like you just got the biggest thing, obviously, with dogs is patience.
Yeah.
Just having patience.
For someone that doesn't know what bail means, what are you talking when you say bail?
So bail is just basically the dog will pull off at the pig and it will just sit there barking at it, and it can, run around it or just go in for a nip. But it's basically, just sitting in front of the pig barking at it and not hanging on the ears.
Yeah. So just keeping it at bay until you get in there and finish it off. Yeah.
Yeah. And in America, they call them bay dogs, but we call them bailers in here. Like they bail them up basically till you get there, and you either shoot or whatever. And
do you form a pretty strong bond pretty quick when you're bringing pups up? Like are you?
Oh, yeah. And the strongest bonds you will have is ones with pups that you've had from a little, puppy, where instead of, buying one in that's fully grown, you will have a connection with it. But, ones that you've had for puppy, I've found that's been the hardest part is, seeing them grow and building that, bond with them. And, and the biggest thing with, obviously I say to the people, the dogs are going to be good in the yard because, and, be a pet because, probably, 80 to 90% of their entire life is in the yard with you. So they're still
with the
a good pet. Yeah. So they're still got to be a good pet and good around the house. And that's what I like about most of these pig dog breeds is I don't know, they're this common misconception that they're aggressive, but I've found that they are the most docile dogs around the yard, like, and I've never had any bad dogs or heard any of my friends having any bad dogs. Like, they've always been good in the yard.
Yeah.
You know, good around family and quiet around the kids.
Yeah. And because your kids
Yeah.
have grown up around them, right?
Yeah. And it's good because, it's funny because, the dogs, these big 40-kilo dogs are listening to, like, when the kids were like 3-4 years old, and they're listening to them to, the kids will say, get off the pig, or they'll be like, yeah, come this way, there's another pig.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
But yeah, the dogs are scared of the kids, even though the dogs are probably bigger than them.
But that's
Yeah.
that's got to come from you and Dan with the, you've built the pack hierarchy to kind of know where everyone's position is in the pack, to go, all right, well, I'm being told to do this by this human, so I'm going to just do it.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, you have to definitely be the alpha in the pack, and obviously the dogs all have their little hierarchy and within the pack as well. But yeah, you've got to be the alpha, and that all comes back to obviously with dog training. Like in the wild, the alpha dog would growl at the other dogs and wouldn't let them eat until he said so, and that all comes back to just basic training with them as pups, just telling them to sit and wait for their food.
Yep.
So that's you being the alpha. Yeah, that you tell them when to eat. And that's where they respect you. And obviously, like when a dog licks you all the time, that's the sign of submission, that they're submitting to you.
Yep.
As well. Yeah.
Yep. Reading those signs and that sort of stuff as well.
Yeah, that's right. And if people want like a lot of dog training tips, like that Master Dog series is really good for beginners, and showing what to do with puppies when they're little, and how you connect with them, and how you get them to listen to you and understand you. And like I think they broke it down really well, like on that series. For people that are looking and getting into dogs and don't know how to start them out, because obviously a lot of the commands that they need to know is from puppies. Like you want them to come to you out in the paddock and listen to you, and get away from danger if there is danger, especially if they're going for a swim in the water and you want to be able to call them out of the water if there's crocodiles in there.
Yeah, you need them to make sure that you need to know that they're going to listen when you give them something. What blows my mind is we've got a couple of mates that we go out with, and Jesse's just got he's just literally noises and hand gestures. And Ghost just does whatever Jesse kind of, and I watched him for a while, and I'm like, that dog reading your brain? Like, how are you doing that? And he's like, no. This, when I do this, it means he does that, and when I do this, it means he does that. And I'm like, I didn't even see what he was doing for the dog to react to what Jesse was doing, and I'm like, holy dooly, that is incredible. And Ghost just is constantly looking to Jesse to go, what's next? What are we doing? Okay, I'll do that now. And then just straight up, I'm like, oh, that's incredible. And I've got definitely not a proper working dog, but I've got a Maremma at home.
Nice.
And we got him as a puppy, and he picked us. We went out to the litter. He was the biggest, buffiest one there, and he just kind of plodded up to us and kind of sat and looked. And I'm like, okay, I guess we've been picked then. And I've gone home, and I'm like, oh, because everyone says don't get a Maremma because you can't train them. It's time, I think. But I started doing some of the stuff that Jesse was doing with Ghost, and now like Dodge just does, like, don't get me wrong, it was blood, sweat and tears for a little while, and me pulling my hair out because I'm like, oh my God, what have I decided to do? But it's just that it is that alpha presence to go, you do what I say that needs to be done. And it's a relationship. It's not that's how I see it with the human and the working dog, it's a working relationship. You know, you give as much as you take in both directions, and that's from my experience from seeing it done really well. Is it's a relationship. It's not the dog's being bossed around kind of stuff. If that makes sense.
No, that's right. And when you're teaching them, the dogs will work better off positive commands than negative. You know, positive praise, not negative praise. Like that's what I reckon, that you're better off reinforcing with being a good boy, because they'll remember that way more than when if they were told that they shouldn't have been doing it.
Yeah. It's just time and patience, like raising kids, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes dogs are easier than kids.
Yeah, and like kids, not all dogs are the same. Some dogs react differently. Some dogs, are that timid nature, so you have to be a lot more careful how you react with them. But no two dogs are the same. Just
now,
like kids.
I noticed that you guys have got some pretty cool rigs that you kick around in, and there's been a few iterations of the cages and crates and stuff that the dogs are kicking around in. When you're a boilermaker by trade?
Yeah. So when I was in high school, I done work experiences boiling because I was good at metalwork, and I was always a pretty tomboy. Like I used to do motorbike riding and in like enduro and motocross, and then I was still doing horse riding as well. But I was always outdoorsy, and and then when I was going to high school, I was really good at metalwork, and I went to like work experience, and they done a week's work experience at a fabrication shop, and they offered me a skill-based apprenticeship. And so so like I really recommend it to kids to get into doing a school-based apprenticeship, because I went through year 11 and 12 already knowing what I wanted to do, instead of friends that were stressing and obviously all the exams to do, OPs and stuff like that. Whereas if you've got an apprenticeship, you automatically qualify for a certain OP anyway once you finish your degree. But, once I was just worked one last week of school term and then a week of school holidays. And, so then when I come out of it, I only had to do, I think I'd done like 2 years school-based, and then I think went out full-time. I think it was like 2 years and 8 months I done, because it's all competency based. I done a lot of the competencies. So 2 years and 8 months full time. And then I was a qualified ball maker. And obviously I met Dan when I was 17, and we started dating when I was 18, and I've been together ever since with him.
And what's his trade?
Yeah, he's a boilermaker too. So that's
nice.
So when I finished my apprenticeship, we went straight up. I went up to I done my apprenticeship in like a heavy fabrication shop. So it was all like shovel buckets, dragline buckets, and mining equipment. And then I finished my apprenticeship, and I went to construction work. So I went up to Abbott Point building stacker reclaimers up there. So like I was doubled my wage. But Dan and I both went up there, and we were working 10 on, 4 off. So we'd stay in the camp for 10 days, and then on our 4 days off, we'd go pigging. And we basically
living the life.
So for, I don't know, 5, 6 years or something. We just worked, and then we worked around on construction jobs, and then we both got a sort of permanent jobs doing week on, week off. So then we'd both work in the mine for a week, and then we had a whole week off to go hunting. And we used to do, we were credited, or we still are, but credited for roos and pigs. So on our days off, we'd box pigs and roos, and so we'll making money on our days off, but getting paid to do something we enjoyed doing.
How cool is that? So all right, so accredited for pigs and roos. There was a whole lot of words in that sentence that I'm going to need you to unpack for me, because I'm new in the class. So
No,
when
that's
you're
right.
talking about accredited for pigs and roos, what does that mean? And when you say boxing them, what does that mean?
Yep. Okay. So like accreditation is just being having a TAFE course and authorised by Safe Foods and like DERM, which is like the macropod industry, which is like roos. But you basically have a license and be authorised to field dress, like, dress out a roo, dress out a pig, and then, we use the meat. We take all the offal out of the carcasses, and we put them onto the ute, then we take them to a box, which is basically a chiller box, which is like, just a, big fridge container on stands, and we put the meat in there and we get paid per kilo. And so we'll basically
sweet.
so all the pig meat and roo meat we got paid for it.
Oh,
And
awesome.
so it was good. We weren't wasting any pigs or anything like that. So we just box them and get money for it, and that obviously paid for all the expensive costs of buying buggies and hunting equipment, so that all the roos and pig meat basically paid for all that for us.
I love every part of that. So you're taking ferals out of the bush, like you're taking the pigs out of the bush, which are doing damage and all that sort of stuff.
Mm.
The meat's being used for consumption.
Human consumption, but a lot of it in our area there was like roos that did have like a little bit more worm through the meat. So that was mostly pet food. But a lot of it back in the day was going overseas, but once they stopped the overseas trade for wild boar, it's mostly been just pet food bins now.
You're listening to the Women Who Hunt podcast, proudly supported by Brackenwear, Australian-made hunting apparel for real hunters who live and breathe the outdoors. You've probably seen me wearing my Brackenwear gear. It's tough, breathable, and built for Aussie conditions. Right now you can grab 15% off your next order at brackenwear.com.au. Just use the code GTA15 at checkout. Brackenwear, the endless pursuit. All right, let's get back to the show.
So the meat's not going to waste, and you guys are getting pocket money to buy your next cool toy.
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
That's the ultimate.
That's
like
right.
that ticks every box in my brain.
That's so
and
it's
cool.
Good. Yeah, because you're getting paid to go out hunting. Like, you cover all your fuel expenses and bullets and hunting, and if you do tyres, like, it's a good money because obviously, as you know, going hunting is quite expensive, especially with fuel prices these days.
Yep. So had you always hunted? Like, have you grown up in a hunting household?
No. So, like, obviously when I grew up on the East Coast, and we were like mad fishermen. Obviously, basically every weekend we were either motorbike riding, fishing, because I grew up near the beach, and we'd go up the creeks, and then with the horses. And it wasn't until I was 16, I got introduced through friends hunting, and like we first went on horseback actually riding, and the horses smelt the pigs, and then the next day we went out on the quad bikes and hunted a pig, and I got the first sort of taste of it, and then I started hanging around with them, and they were hunting cane, and then I they were friends with Dan, and so then I met Dan through them, and then basically I'd go hunting with Dan all the time, and we'd hunt cane and mangoes. So I basically got into it when I was only, I suppose I was full into it about when I was 17, because then I got my license at 17, and that's when I would, on the weekends I'd drive out, and Dan and I'd go hunting all weekend.
So cool. And so talk to me about hunting cane, because I reckon that would be a pretty challenging thing.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's very challenging. Like, you can you can blow a pig, 9-10 times before you catch it.
Oh, man.
That's what's hard. You got to sort of know where they blow out. What Dan used to do too. Like every pig's different, but you can see where they're padding out of the cane a lot of times. So, and obviously it's big on the wind. You'd have to check the wind before you got there. So you didn't want them to smell. So you'd have to go around the right way of the wind of the paddock. But a lot of times Dan would just drop me off with a dog and then race around to the other pad. And when they got on the right side of the wind, the dogs would go in there. But I'd just be waiting outside on the cane and just waiting there with the dog, and you can hear them coming out. But sometimes it was scary because something's coming out 100 miles an hour and you think it's a pig and it's just a dog.
Instead of bracing yourself for what's about to come
to let
out.
the other dog off. Yeah, but you don't want to let the other dog out because obviously if you have too many dogs in there, it makes it hard because a lot of smart dogs that are used to the cane will also run in there and they'll stand and stop and listen for movement in the cane and run to the movement.
Okay. Yep.
So obviously if you the minimal dogs you can have in there, the better. So a few times we'd got, we'd have to leave the lights on in the car and the headlights, and that would stop the pig. You'd hear them run right to the edge of the cane, and then they'd be just sitting there waiting on the edge. And so a lot of it's listening. A few of our friends used to use those earphones that you could, it heightens the sounds. Amplifies it, and that helped them. But it was just pretty much luck of the draw. Like, it was hard going. You'd sometimes lose your dog up the mountain. Nah. When I think we moved out west when I was 20, and then I always say to everyone, I'm like, once you go flat, you don't go back. It's just so much easier. Like, we did get when the pigs that you did get in the cane were really good, but you might only get one or two a week. Where going out west, you get especially when we were younger, you get 10 in a night.
Oh wow!
So
so
because
different.
I had a block that it was like 165,000 acres, and when I was 18, that I could hunt on, and that's why I stir up Dan. I said, "You only got with me because of my pig and blocks."
And the truth is that that's the correct answer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's like, "Oh, you got some good country." He just had all cane blocks, and I had this good cattle country. So he's like, "Oh yeah, let's go to your blocks."
We often joke because Glenn and I, similar story. I was 18 when we started seeing each other. It took him 7 years to decide to make us an honest couple, and on our dad's wedding speech was something like, I don't see it as losing a daughter as gaining a fishing boat. I'm like, thanks, Dad. It's all about you getting out in the water, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, that is nice.
So,
it's good.
So how did YouTube come about, Nat? Like just one day you're just sitting around and you're like, I'm bored. Let's put our life on YouTube. But how did that happen?
Well, because Dan and I, been hunting for so many years, and we'd go on big trips up to, the Golden Territory, and I just, we'd go each year. We'd go up, and you'd take a heap of, you'd get, a couple hundred pigs, but I got sick of just taking photos, because then you come back and you show all your mates, and how people show you their photo album, and you get sore cheeks from having a fake smile.
Oh, and there's another pig. And there's another pig.
Yeah, and I'm like, they all look the same. Anyway, and so then I just mucked around with like videoing it, for something different, because then people wouldn't believe you the stories. I'm like, man, like a pig walked up to us while we were cleaning the trough. Like it literally walked, 10 metres away from us. And they're like, yeah, whatever, you're just saying that. And I'm like, oh, no, it's happened. So then I started videoing it, and it was, I'd come back and I'd put them on little DVDs.
Yep.
For us, to look back on. And it was good to help with like the post-trip depression, when you come back and you're like, oh, I want to go back. So then we'd get back and we'd watch all the footage and I'm like, oh, that was so cool. And, we got to throw out, and then our friends would come over and we'd, watch the little DVD and show them and like, oh, man, that's so wicked. And so I'd always done videos. And then, years ago, there used to be a magazine. I can't remember what it was called now, but it had DVDs, and so then they asked for some content because there was friends of ours at the time. They started the magazine, then they like knew that I'd be doing it, so they asked for some content, and
cool.
So we went on that, and then we put some in with Jessie Farr was asking people for content. So Jessie Farr, we put some on Bristle. Yeah, we put some on Bristle up, and then I just was talking to a friend at the party, and he was a content like an editor, basically. Like he would film, commercials and get paid for it. And he said to me, he's like, why don't you do like put it on, because I said, I've got all this content I'm editing for, Wrestle Up and stuff like that. And he's like, why don't you do YouTube and, Instagram? And I'm like, man, because I didn't ever even put photos on Facebook. Like I was pretty quiet, And he just mentioned it to me and said I should give it a go. Like, because he had done a YouTube channel and, his content was doing really well. And I thought, I'll just give it a try. I've got nothing to lose. And literally I posted my first what would it mean? I think that was my first video. I think I maybe put one or two videos on there, and then I put my first solo hunt on there, and then it exploded from there. And I'm like, oh, wow, like people are actually interested in it. And, because and even now, like we just sort of done it as a way to share the content with, because obviously Dan's family is all from New South Wales, so it was a way for them to see what we were doing as well with the kids, and sort of just took off from there. Like, and we haven't really known what we want out of it. Like we just did it to share it, and we don't know what the end game is, because obviously, YouTube has been a little bit negative towards hunters. We got demonetized for a year there.
Oh man.
Yeah, so basically putting content up for free, and most content that I do edit, it takes roughly like an hour per minute is how long it takes to do it. And obviously trying to find the time, being a mum and working and trying to get out hunting as well, it takes a lot to edit. So it was a bit disheartening that we got demonetized. And then we tried Rumble, and we haven't made a single dollar off that. So then we're putting things back to YouTube. But it's the only reason why we kept going is basically for the keep the sponsors that we do have happy. And
all right.
And
shameless plug, who are your sponsors?
It's basically TSA Outdoors. They have Zero Tech and Pulsar, and then we work with Wedgetail and Lithgow.
Yeah, nice. I was looking at your the other night. I was watching your solo hunt on your horseback, and I was like, oh man, that's the life. And then I noticed you got your 308, the Lithgow 308 Hunter.
Yeah.
And I've looked at Glenn and I'm like, oh my God, she's using my gun. That's the gun I want. Do you love it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's awesome. Because
I was watching the bolt. I was watching you rack the bolt, and I'm like, oh man, that just sounds so smooth. That looks so crisp.
Oh yeah, it is. It's very smooth and light. Like it's great caliber for. It's a great rifle for a woman looking for a 308 because it's still very light.
Yep.
Because that's the biggest issue. Like, and it doesn't really pack a punch, to be honest. Like, how most rifles you're scared to shoot, with a 308 being, high powered. That one, I suppose the adrenaline runs through you. I don't even notice it.
Yeah.
And I can freestand with that. But in saying that, like that MPR 308, like I can freestand that, and that's a bigger off. But because it's, you know, obviously that heavier than what the Lithgow is, it has zero kick because of its balanced, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the 308 Hunters, it's great caliber for me.
Yeah.
It's, or like, you know, great rifle. It's smooth. It's, you know, still compact. You know, you can walk around, and I had that scope cam on it, so I wasn't even holding it on my shoulder. Oh, you know, I had it up against my shoulder, but I didn't have my eye there. Like I was actually leaning back, and that's why it was a bit shaky. But, you know, I could still freestand with that, having a scope cam and my phone, so that extra weight on it.
I was looking at that footage, and I'm like, where you can see the background and your scope and your crosshairs and the pig, and I'm like, oh my God, she is an absolute magician.
I know.
Cracker footage, mate. So good.
Yeah, I know. And that's a hard thing too, is trying to be different in the industry, like, you know, because obviously it gets boring just seeing, you know, the same stuff. So I'd like to try and change up the footage, and it gives people more of the perspective of being there on the hunt with me.
Yep. And that's exactly how I felt with that one. I think it's only just launched, hasn't it? Your horseback solo hunt.
Yeah, I think it was on Saturday. Yeah, a couple of days ago. Yeah, 4 days ago. Yeah.
And that's actually all of your videos. I feel like I'm sitting in the buggy with his, and like that's, you know, and that's, for me, that's how you want. How when I'm watching a video like that, I want to feel like I'm right there with you, and you guys have done that right from the get go. Like it's just, and the storytelling and that sort of stuff, like it's just so authentic and natural. And I love how, like, you and Dan will have like a conversation about, oh no, go this way, and you'll be like, let's go left, and then he just goes right, and you were like, no, I needed you to go the other way. Like, but you don't edit that out. Like, and I'm like, oh my God, you guys are just so real. It's awesome. I love that it's like full guts, warts and all. This is how we are. And I think there was one that there was that Dan was like, now I'm going to have to talk to the wardrobe crew because the kids are dressed in the wrong colour clothes for coming out here, and there was like this banter between you guys. Like, I think it was something like, I had to get everything else ready. Can you maybe help or something? It was just like, oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah.
It's like every family conversation. I'm like, yeah, so good. Like, it's not that crispy, clean, like we're squeaky and we're awesome all of the time and everyone loves everybody and we're all doing everything right. Like, I just love that it's just real and authentic, and I'm like, yep.
Like that's what we try and keep it realised, because there's nothing worse, like, you know, when you know, obviously in hunting it's just all about bragging. We're happy to say, well, the pig just ran out in front of us. Like, we're not going to say that. We like to keep it as honest and real, you know, so that people can relate, you know.
Yeah.
And even when stuff does go bad, like, you know, you want something that people can relate to.
Thanks for listening to the Women Who Hunt podcast, proudly supported by Nature's Perks, the ultimate outdoor adventure hub. Nature's Perks helped us take our hunting to the next level, and they can do the same for you, helping you grow your skills and confidence in the great outdoors. Become a member today at naturesperks.com.au and unlock exclusive benefits, fortnightly prize draws, guided hunts, fishing charters, and special discounts. Nature's Perks, where the wild side of life rewards you. All right, let's get back to the show.
I think that's probably why I like the hunting YouTube, is because you can't just go, oh, well, that didn't work out, so let's just do a retake. Like, the animals don't retake. You've either got it or you haven't got it, and if you haven't got it, like, show it. Like, our first few YouTube videos, I should have just called them bushwalking with rifles, because we didn't even see animals. But it was a calculated decision and I said to Glenn, I'm like, I'm editing this thing, and I completely 100% agree with the 1 minute an hour for a minute, because that's exactly what it takes. And I'm like, and I'd get through this 8 hours of sitting watching this thing that's like just walking through the bush. And I'm like, I don't know if anyone's even going to watch it. I don't even care, because it was at that point was Ethan was 12 or 13, so he'd only just got his license, and it was about teaching him how to stalk.
No, that's right. But then people see the hard yards that you have done.
Yep.
As well.
Because it would have been really easy to go, yeah, no, I'm not putting that up because no one cares. And I'm like, but I care, and his grandfather cares, and the people that, you know, our friends that are in different states and stuff that want to see what he's doing, they care. So off it goes. And I can see when you were saying about how you started the YouTube was about sharing it with your family. And I can genuinely see that that's the actual narrative of those videos, because it's about going, oh, look, you know, we've got the small humans strapped in baby seats, and we're bouncing along through and finding pigs and doing all this sort of stuff. Like you can genuinely see that it's like showing the family of, like, this is what we did on the weekend. And I think that's what makes you guys so successful, because it's relatable.
Yeah, that's right. And it's sort of like our home videos, basically. You know, we look back on now, and, you know, we often look back on the videos and we're like, oh, Leah, Johnny, look how cute, little you were. Like, we enjoy, you know, seeing it. And like, you know, and I'm glad that I have done them in that sense, because, you know, there's so much footage of them when they were little, you know. Because obviously a lot of the times being mums, you take a million videos of them when they're little, but it just stays on your phone and then it stays on the computer. Like, you never really do anything with it.
Yep, exactly. And,
you know, so
now it's here for prosperity, sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's good. I enjoy it. The kids enjoy watching them too, which is good.
And so women in hunting, I suppose we should actually talk about that. I've just looked and I'm like, oh, we've been chatting for like 50 minutes and I haven't actually spoken about the thing that the podcast is about. So women in hunting. So and we talked about this before I hit the record, that there's a lot of women in hunting, but it's a bit tricky to kind of find until you kind of start to do that deep dive dig. How have you, because you've been doing it for quite a while, how have you found the women in hunting, the role that women play, how it's evolved, all of that sort of stuff? Talk to me about that aspect and what you've seen over the years of you doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, well, some of my best friends now have just been through social media. Like, they obviously stumble across each other's page and then start communicating through it. And I've made some cracker long life relationships through it, and they're my best friends now. And then obviously through being friends with them, they have friends that, you know, so we're all been linked together through friendships online. And I think it's been good because we've all been able to, you know, empower each other. And to be honest, I think it's been really good for social media to connect so many women together, because obviously when I was younger, like, I didn't really know too many people that were doing it. Like, there was and I didn't have any friends, so I was only just, you know, talking to Dan's mates about hunting. And now it's amazing because, you know, through social media I've been able to connect with so many other women, and, you know, everyone's really good. Like, everyone that I know are really positive towards each other and sharing each other's stuff and empowering everyone. I think it's been great to have, you know, strong relationships made through social media, and that's just from, you know, commenting and engaging with other women on social media. Yeah.
Kind of building a bit of a community within a community, you reckon?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, you know, like, I think we're, you know, just all like-minded and like the same stuff, and it's been good because, you know, they're, I don't know, like we haven't really got a sort of a page that's connecting. I think everyone's just, genuinely commenting on each other's and talking through social media to each other, and it's building a strong community within the women that are online.
And do you reckon that, sorry, I've just got a loud noise happening at the moment. Aeroplane going over. All right, mate, you've done your job. Off you pop. The joys of living in a flight path. So do you reckon the female community is getting stronger as we go?
Oh, for sure. Big time. Like, I don't know, like, like everyone that I know through social media has formed really good relationships with other women within the community, and we're all just commenting and engaging with each other. And
encouraging each other.
Yeah, like I found it to be really a very positive experience, and there's some really good role models out there, like even Liv on This Is Living. She's a really good advocate for women and four-wheel drive industry as well. And Lily Wild, she's one of my good friends too. And she's been like amazing. She's probably one of my best friends, to be honest. And it was also through connecting on social media.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
So if there was,
And a lot of girls are just reaching out to each other and going out for hunts together. Like, I think that it would be good to actually have some sort of like women meet up for the, hunters.
Yep.
But obviously it's hard too, because it's such a, vast community with, people in New South Wales and Queensland. But, if there's a way to get all of them together, it'd be really cool, something cool to do, obviously like a sort of hunting comp or a hunting weekend for all women to, come together and meet face to face.
And there's so many different disciplines, so many different elements. Like there'd be, like, I've never been out dogging and or bow hunting or anything like that. And like, but I love my rifle hunting. There's certainly an opportunity to kind of almost trading cards, to go, oh, this is the thing that I really like, and then be like, oh yeah, cool. Like, oh, can you teach me how to do, like, what does that look like, or how do I do, like, and just do a bit of that community share kind of stuff with the girls who are like, yeah, sign me up for everything.
That's right. And that's the thing too, like, a lot of women that do like hunting with dogs also have rifles, and people that obviously are hunting with rifles and dogs are probably have a four-wheel drive. So then there's a lot of women are into four-wheel drive. So I think it needs to be like I know with the Outpost in Emerald and Rockhampton, they do like a women's gala for shooters once a year. But then that's just basically only women in the shooting discipline. But I feel like there needs to be like an event for like women in general, where we can all meet up and share stories and and
talk
share disciplines. Exactly. And just something to empower everyone, like to reach out and ask questions, because I've had a lot of women even message me saying that they loved that I took the kids out, because they were told that by their husbands so that they couldn't come out hunting because the kids would carry on, and then they seen our videos that we take the kids with them, and then they're like, oh, now that my husband's seen that you can take the kids out, we've been able to take our kids out, and he enjoys it hunting more with us with the kids now than he did with just his mates. So like, I feel like obviously if we can reach out to more women and and ask how that is, like that's what I've had women ask me about, how I how to strap the buggy and buggy seats in, and what snacks, or how I food prep and stuff like that. So it'd be good, little information
I
night
was
to
watching
get everyone
something,
together.
watching one of your videos, and you'd been out for a hunt, and then you'd come back to camp, and you cooked a stew up in the camp oven, and then put them in like a little thermal cup thing for the kids, so that there was food for the kids for the evening hunt. And I'm like, oh my God, that woman has got it all sewn up. Like, that is proper clever. Like, Mum,
Yeah,
I'm hungry. Oh, well, here, eat your thermo mix. Eat your thing out of your thermo cup. And
yeah, and it's still warm. Yeah, yeah, no, that's right. And that's the biggest thing, is just planning ahead. But
yeah.
there's so much stuff out there that these days that you can have with you to make things out easier when you are out hunting.
So you can keep hunting.
Yeah, yep, yeah, exactly. Because usually, like, the best time to hunt is when the kids want dinner.
Witching hour.
So yeah,
Yep.
exactly. So at least you can just pull up and have dinner, and it's a bit of fun. The kids
Yeah.
enjoy it. It's like eating out in the bush, something different.
We don't need 5-star restaurants. We've got a million. Just look up.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true. Nah,
Yeah.
it's amazing. Nah.
And if there's I'm going to say women, but anybody, if anyone's listening to this that's like, oh, I want to give it a go, what advice to them would you have?
Yeah, like, I suppose it depends on the discipline that you actually want to get into. Like, but like, I suppose, like, hunting wise, the best thing to do is try and connect with other women within the area that you're in. Like, try and build relationships. Like, obviously, even with through like, I've built relationships through my partner's wives, and our friends' wives, and
Yep.
try just talking to other women, like reaching out on social media and talking to other people about how they go about it. Don't be afraid to reach out. Obviously, and even reach out to me, like, if they want any tips or advice. Yeah, I think it's just trying to surround yourself with like-minded people and
Yep.
within the community.
Yeah, 100% agree. And what's next for Boaring Australia?
I don't know. We just take it as it comes. Yeah, like, we sort of don't really have an end goal. I just share what we do. We don't do this full. We don't obviously hunt full time. We still both have full time jobs, and I'm homeschooling kids, so I've got a lot of, I have been pretty quiet, but yeah, we're just like sharing our adventures with people. But yeah, there's no real end game.
Love it.
Yeah, we'll just plod along doing what we're doing, really.
Keep doing it. Keep doing
Yeah,
it.
just sharing adventures, and try and change the stigma of pig hunting, because obviously I think before social media, everyone had this stigma that pig hunters were bogans and hillbillies,
Yeah.
where the image just changed so much more. Like, people have flash buggies and flash
Yeah.
utes and, all the best hunting gear. Like, we're not all bogans, we're all genuine people and families that are just trying to be out bush and, be closer to our ancestors' lifestyle of hunting,
Yeah, I love that. Closer to our ancestors' lifestyle. Yeah, it's that connection part, hey?
Yeah, exactly. Everyone wants, there's something about, I don't know, like the endorphins that the bush gives off. It's something you just can't replace. Even a bad hunt is still better than, sitting around the house.
Yeah. The thing I love doing, and I can't do it everywhere, if there's bindies, I don't do it, but the thing I love to be able to do is when we get somewhere is to take my shoes off and just walk around barefoot. I don't know what it does. It does something to my soul. It's like there's this like electric pulse that goes through my feet.
Well, it's called grounding. We're big on that. It's you should be grounding yourself every morning. I reckon go go outside and have coffee, but ground yourself every morning because your body does have an electrical current that runs through it. And
so I'm not making it up.
No, you're completely right. I've actually done it before when I was in, working in, the mines and stuff like that. You put a multimeter on you and you actually have a current through your body. So, that's how your nerves work. So that's why it's very important to do grounding every morning. And that's why in the bush it gives off frequency. It's literally, the bush actually gives off good vibes, literally.
Yeah, and the boys laugh at me. They're like, "Oh yeah, Mum's getting her shoes off again."
Yeah,
because I don't wear shoes at home. Like I don't. I'm a bit of a bogan like that. I only have to put boots on when I go outside. But as soon as we've got camp set up, or sometimes before, my boots come off and I'm wandering around camping barefoot, and it just does something to my soul, and I'm like, oh yeah, hello, here we go.
No, it is.
I've arrived.
Yeah, don't worry, I get barefoot all the time because Dan will wear shoes and go out hunting, and I just wear Crocs because I know that I've got to go in the mud or something, and it's easier just to chuck the Crocs off and go in.
That'll be my next purchase. I need to. I've been threatening to do it for a while, but I will be. My next purchase will be a set of Crocs. I haven't ventured into the world of Crocs yet, but the door is slowly creeping open, and I believe that I will be donning Crocs very shortly.
The pluggers don't last very long in hunts. You go through mud and then it's stuck, and then you blow a plugger.
And they're buggered. Yep. Exactly. Yep. So for the listeners who want to support you and everything that you do, how can they support you? What's the best way to get behind you?
To be honest, just watch on. We get paid by views on YouTube. It's not a lot, but it's still to help cover the cost of the subscriptions to me, music licenses, and the licenses to have my editing program as well. And I do have a shop going, but just because we've been working remotely on cattle stations, this is our fourth season. We haven't really done the stock, but we do have a shop if anyone wants to have a look at some gear there. But I haven't got a massive amount there.
What's the address of the shop, mate?
Website? It's www.boaringaustral.com.au.
Awesome. And get behind them, guys. Yep.
Yeah, and we usually put links to videos and information on there as well. Where to find us on socials will be on that website as well at the bottom.
Yep. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Just happy to reach out and send us a message if they have any questions or want any advice.
Yeah. And I can vouch for that. Haven't spoken to Nat before today's podcast. I reached out like the weirdo that I am. Hey, I've started a podcast. Will you jump on? And like straight away, she was like, "Yep." So I can vouch for the reach out and ask questions because, I do appreciate the give back that you give to our community and just the work that you guys put into the YouTube to break down some of the stigma and some of the stereotype misconceptions that might be out there, and giving us the opportunity to live vicariously through your cool adventures. So
thank you for that.
we do appreciate, and I'll get you to send me a link to all of your TSA Outdoors and whoever else sponsors you, as well as Outpost, and we'll put those links in the show notes and make sure we plug them when we push the podcast out, because anyone supporting you, we want to support them wholeheartedly as well. So
thanks. Well, it's mostly like Therotech, obviously they're probably the best scopes in Australia and fully warranted. And then obviously thermals with pulsar thermals. If anyone wants to know anything about, obviously scopes, pulsar thermals, any wedge tail gear or any Lithgow gear, just hit us up. We've been using it. We know how to break things, so we test everything to its limits. And to be honest, these companies are the only ones that we've found that have got gear that we can actually vouch for.
Yeah, awesome. And that speaks volumes for the work that you guys do and the environment that you do it in, and the fact that you're backing it the way you are speaks volumes, I reckon. So and they're Lithgow Australian,
they're all Australian companies.
Australian,
love it. Pulsar's Europe, but they're only all other thermals are all basically China, where Pulsar's European made, so you're supporting Europe, and obviously there's a lot quality more in that, but all the rest, all the other companies are all Australian companies, and that's why we like to get behind them. They're genuinely good people, and we have conversations with them all the time. They're really down to earth. They're all hunters themselves, so it's good to support people that are supporting Australia and community jobs here.
And like Lithgow, I've got the LA 105/65 Creedmoor for my long distance stuff, and I needed just a little tiny thing tweaked. I thought that I'd going to have to send it down to the factory. I rang Lithgow the other day and legit was sitting on my floor talking to Matty Jones, one of the technicians from Lithgow, on a video call with him going, now get a 5mm hex, undo this, get this out, push that through, away you go, good, no, done. So I didn't have to send my rifle away. I didn't have to do anything. I spoke to a Lithgow technician on a video call who talked me through how to fix this wheel thing on my buttstock.
That's right.
Like, it's that service that you get when you're using Australian stuff that that's why we back everything we back.
That's right.
Thanks for being such an incredible role model for our community. Hey, you and Dan just show that hunting isn't just about the chase; it's about the respect and all of that sort of stuff. It's real life, and it's been an absolute honour to have you on Women Who Hunt, mate. And
thank you. I think you're doing a great thing for the women in the industry to help support other women and help build a community within the hunting community.
Yeah, awesome.
I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you very much. It means a lot coming from you. So thank you. I appreciate it. So
no dramas at all. No.
Yeah. So thanks for listening to thanks for listening right through to the end, guys, and stay tuned for the next podcast, which will drop in a fortnight's time.
Yeah. Now, thanks, guys.